a lot of people don't have the success that they want because they want it so fast.
So network marketing model, in my view, levels the playing field for everyone.
I can tell you the greatest investment you'll ever make is in yourself. The key is finding the right people.
Hey, Rick Rowberry, Mr. Dayone. So excited today. I got Anthony Napolitano, an industry legend and somebody that I've known for 9 years plus, right?
Yeah, long time. We've been working together a while, Rick.
Long time. You know, the thing is I met Anthony when he was 19 years old.
19.
Just starting off in the network marketing industry. And in that period of time, he's become the #1 income earner by a lot in his company. And not only that, but he was inducted into the GoPro Hall of Fame as a $1 million earner, annual earner in 2019. So congratulations to your success, Anthony. It's been really fun, you know, watching you grow and go through this process with you. We've traveled the world. We've done all kinds of fun things. Anthony, right now we're in Italy.
Yeah, we're in Italy right now.
And amazing people. We love the Italians. What an amazing group of people.
Yeah, we have incredible events out here. We have incredible events around the world. All the places we go, all the people we get to meet, it's a powerful thing.
It really is. I mean, let's go back, Anthony, with your story just a little bit, because I think that a lot of people that watch this are going to wonder, you know, what happened to you? How come you were able to do this and make this kind of money and have this kind of success, become #1? Really a legend in the industry, guys, already. He's only 28 years old. You may be the or one of the top income earners in the network marketing industry for your age, right?
Yeah, by far, yeah, I think at this point, yeah, for sure.
It's amazing.
Yeah, no, I can tell you, Rick, asking like what you said earlier, like how did you become successful, or what was it for you that made you successful? And I can tell you, before network marketing, it was sports, right? Growing up, playing sports. And I think one thing I was very competitive.
Yeah.
I hated to lose. I think hating to lose, like if we played basketball right now at LA Fitness, I'd want to beat you. Like I'm not going there just to play.
That wouldn't be hard to do right now.
Yeah, right. But I'm just saying, like it was this competitive nature, and I think a lot of the things that I actually learned in sports related very, very well to business. And I think a lot of people miss that, but I think that was a really big thing for me. And you know, got involved at 18 years old. I was a full-time college student athlete, going to school for baseball at the time, and I got introduced to network marketing. And a buddy of mine basically said, hey, I think you'd be really good at this. Came with that approach. And I was like, what are you even talking about, man? I was very skeptical. And he's like, no, just hear me out. Look at what it is. I think you would actually be very, very good at it. I looked at it. I saw something called residual income, which basically industry is all about, right? Yeah. And I saw the power of that. And I said, man, this is something I think I could do. I might not be great initially. It might take me time to develop the skills, but I'm willing to put in the time because I understand the power of residual income. And I think that's a lot of people don't have the success that they want because they want it so fast. I had the mindset when I came in as like, you might not be good now. It might take you a few years, but you're going to stick with it. So guess what happened to me? The success came quick because the vision was so far. And I think that's a big deal because a lot of people are like, oh, I'm going to try this thing for 90 days. And if I'm not successful in 90 days,
give it a shot.
Yeah, right? It's like they come with that mentality, but you've already failed.
Yeah.
Like you've already failed with that mentality. So
True.
I came with a different mentality, and I can tell you I also surrounded myself with great people, one of them including, of course, Rick. And being around people that were professionals, people that have been doing this a long time, not just, 18-year-old kids like myself at that time. I was around people that have been doing it 20, 30 years of their lives. That gave me a lot of wisdom. I had the ambition, I just needed the vehicle. And I think getting around the right people, surrounding yourself in the right community, that could be huge for your success.
Well, you look at all the business models out there, and I've had businesses in several different industries, right? The brick and mortars, but the network marketing business, I'm an 8-figure earner. You're close to being there yourself now in such a short period of time. What is it about network marketing, Anthony, that you see the greatest benefit, and why anyone who's listening to this or anybody out there really ought to look at it more closely?
Yeah, I can just give you from my experience personally. We know what wealthy people do. Wealthy people create leverage, meaning they leverage people or they leverage their money, right? There's only 24 hours in the day, so you got to maximize your hours. And that's how you do it, by leverage. And I found a business where I could get involved for, what, a few $100s to a few $1,000s. What industry could you do that? Right? If I want to start a McDonald's, I need millions of dollars to do something like that. So at the time, I didn't have the capital, but I had the ambition. And that was really, really important because I knew if I got involved and I learned, I could become successful. And guess what? The overhead to run my business technically is $175 a month. And of course, that's insane. If you really think about that, right?
That's a coffee bill.
And it doesn't change, it fluctuates, right? It's a set number. That's the cost of me being in business. From there, I have no cap on my income if I'm willing to work. So I really like the model. And of course, ambitious people, I think it's a great industry to be involved in. Want to do anything, of course, might not be the vehicle for you. But if you want to make something of your life and you don't have much to start with, I think it's an incredible vehicle. And we've seen so many successful entrepreneurs, even your Robert Kiyosaki's said some great books, the Donald Trumps out there. They've said if they had to start over, they would do it in network marketing.
Yeah, isn't that funny?
Kind of crazy?
Yeah, when you hear them say that, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's like, what? Like, what's crazy? Crazy stuff.
Well, the network marketing model, in my view, levels the playing field for everyone. Because if you open a ski resort, I mean, you're talking about $10 million, $15 million. It takes you 20 years to get your money back. Guys started in the network marketing business, and a few $100 or $1,000 or $2,000, and that's it. But the thing is, Anthony, when we talk about events, I think this is something we need to touch on, because you and I have done massive events around the world. People think that their initial fee when they come into this thing is the investment in their business. That's really just the investment to get in business.
Yes, correct.
So talk about the investment in themselves. Why do you invest in yourselves, and how do you do that here?
That's a funny thing that you say events, right? Because I have conversations with people, and some of these events, they're a few $100s to go to. Nothing crazy, right? A few $100, and people will buy a few $100 sneakers.
Yeah.
Right? A few $100 shirt. They spend money on things that will never give them any sort of value in their life.
Yeah.
My whole thought process was, since I was young, and even to this day at 28, right? Still young, but a lot of wisdom.
Very young, yeah.
But I've been doing it a long time now, right? I can tell you the greatest investment you'll ever make is in yourself. Because if you develop skills, you'll always make money. And you got to be willing to develop the skills, because guess what? I could go buy a new pair of sneakers every single day now if I want to go buy a pair of sneakers. But people are so short-sighted with their brain that today, I got $300. I'm going to go buy this. When it could have been an investment into a skill that could pay them forever. And I think that's so huge. And what you just said, like investing in, books, audios, traveling to these events, meeting quality people. Like I said, a lot of my success was surrounding myself with the right environment.
Yeah.
All of that stuff was an investment. And that investment has paid tenfold, of course.
Well, your best investment is yourself.
Yeah.
And if you don't believe that, then you got to do the check up from the neck up, as we say, right? Because if I told you that I'd give you $10,000 in 90 days, if you gave me $1,000 now, everybody would find the $1,000. Yep. But if you're telling them to spend $1,000 going to an event, hotel, travel, all that kind of stuff, they'll say they can't afford it. Well, what they're saying is that I'm not a good investment. And so what you have to do when you're talking about investing in yourself is you got to, number one, believe that you're the best, greatest investment. And the reason is you're not talking about a short term, you're talking about investing in the entirety of your life.
In your life.
And when you do that, then that's very cheap to be able to invest that way. So, and when we travel around the world and we see the different cultures, I mean, you've probably been to 30 countries or something like that?
I think we're at 56.
At 56 countries.
Yeah, over the last 10 years.
I know you have business in 120, 130 different countries right now. An amazing success story. As you visit the different cultures around the world, Anthony, what's the common denominator that you see between the people in all of the different cultures, all of the different races, religions?
This is a great one, because every time you land in a different country, you guys have been in this industry and they always say my country's different. Right? Every time you land,
it's really hard to build here. Yeah.
Every country in the world you go to, first thing you land, the leader picks you up from the airport. Hey, just to let you know,
really different.
My country's a little different, right?
Yeah, every time.
Okay, it's all the same. I'll let you guys know.
Yeah.
The key is finding the right people. And people that have ambition, people that want more, people that want to change their lives, and creating a community with them. And that's the key, right? You could always find someone in a different country, but that might not be the leader, right? You got to dig through, you sort and sift, and you find quality people that you could build something long-term with and have a long-term vision. Yeah. And I can tell you, people that are around a long time typically are the ones who make a lot of money.
Yeah, that's right.
That's just the nature of the beast.
Time is compounding.
So understand that it's not the country, it's not the city, it's all about the right people. So don't get discouraged when you get a couple people involved and they're not interested. Maybe they just want to be a customer and they're not interested in sharing the platform, or let's just say they quit in a month and never even took the product or set up the service or whatever. They just quit because they just felt like quitting, right? At the end of the day, you can't let that stuff discourage you to getting to where you want to be. Don't let other people control your life. You control your life.
Oh, I love that. So now here you are, you're past the money thing in your life, got great investments, great income. You've been a financial success, Ant, and I'm so proud of you too, because I've been able to watch this happen. It's been really fun for me. Talk to people about what motivates you now. See, it changes. Once you get past the money, kind of talk to them about what the next why for Anthony Napolitano is.
Yeah, so the project that me and Rick are involved in right now. When I was 18, 19, 20 years old, it was money driven, right?
Yeah.
Initially, when you have no money, of course, it's natural to want to make money and create
right.
some success. But once you accomplish that, like Rick said, your why is an evolving thing. It always changes over time. Today, I love helping people. I love going to these events, and when we meet someone the first time, because we come to these countries all the time, we meet someone the first time and then come back 6 months later, and that person completely changed their life.
Oh,
It's like, not saying everyone's going to do that, right? Of course, results not typical. That has to be an ambitious person. But
sure.
when we see that, that is a feeling that I get. That's like, wow, we just impacted that person. Today we saw someone hit Diamond Ambassador.
Yeah, yeah.
Their whole family, the mom, the sister, they
Everybody
came on
got
stage
on stage
crying. It was like
Very
something
emotional.
that's why I do this business today. Also, the project that we're working on, we started with a small little company. It's developed over the years to where it's at now, publicly traded business.
Yeah.
The goal, of course, is to get on the NASDAQ very soon.
That's
So,
right.
so like, there's some big goals in that regard as well, just showing, hey, we started this little thing, and look what we've been able to turn
And
it
look
into
what it
all over
is.
the globe. So that drives me today.
So what do you see over the next, 2, 3, 4, 5? I hate it when people ask me, how do you see yourself in 5 years from now? But I know that you're a very forward-thinking person because I know you really well. And I know that you've got plans. And I can tell you, this guy right here, he's on a plane this day, the next day to another country, to another country, to another country, to another. It wears me out to even watch you now. But he's totally dedicated to the business. And if you know this guy, he does it for the right reasons. So right now, going out, what is your, say, goal for your project and for yourself over the next, say, 2, 3, 4, 5 years?
I think 5 years, very realistically, we could create $1 billion business.
Oh.
I think that's very possible with the system that we have today. We weren't the company that grew the fastest, but we've grown consistently each year. Not like a woo, right? You don't want to be one of
Up
those.
fast, down fast.
Yeah. Whenever it goes up, it's got to correct very quickly, right? When it goes up too quick,
Investments
it's like
are all
that
the same,
stock,
yeah.
like that stock chart. You know what I mean? It's got to come down. So we've had stable growth, and I think we've built a great foundation, and I think we're putting ourselves in a position to do that. Also, of course, the NASDAQ listing, that's going to be a really big thing when the company gets listed on the NASDAQ. And, going public was a really big thing, right?
Yeah.
You start out, company, I think we were like 4 employees when we got involved.
Yeah.
It was a very small little thing to see where it's at even today. But I think the NASDAQ, of course, creating also many, many more success stories. We have tens of thousands of people having success with our platform.
Yeah.
But, bringing that to the hundreds of thousands to millions, that would be a really good goal
really,
as well.
really getting through the world. One of the things that most network marketing companies want to do is try to find a way to go international. If they're starting in the U.S. and they're selling lotions and potions, I know I was part of some of these years ago. They were almost $1 billion company, Anthony, before they went to their first country outside the United States.
Yeah, it's crazy.
In this particular project, it went to, in a month, 50 countries open.
Yeah.
And a lot of it's because this particular project is a technology platform. So it works that way. I guess the final question for you, Ant, is when you're looking at people getting in this business, what kind of advice would you give them? They're looking at this video, they're saying, what is it? Well, no matter what project it is in network marketing, this company, ABC, or that company, what is it that you would tell them that's maybe one of the 1, 2, 3s that's the most important for them getting out and starting to get to somewhere what Anthony Napolitano is?
Yeah, so I think consistency, of course, that's one of the biggest ones in life, right?
I agree with that.
Most people are consistent at being inconsistent, right? That's most people,
That's
right,
good,
on the
yeah,
planet.
Yeah.
I think consistency, I think belief, that's a huge one. You have to believe in you before anyone's going to believe in you.
Yes.
So in the beginning, when you start a business, especially if you've never owned a business previously,
That's right.
your friends, your family, a lot of people are probably going to doubt you. They're going to be like, good luck with that thing. They just don't think you have it in you because you've never done it before.
Yeah.
So you have to have a strong mindset and strong belief that you're going to make it happen with or without anyone else. And I can tell you guys, a quick little tip, you'll make more money with complete strangers than you'll do with your friends and your family. That's how the world works, okay? And then I think the third thing is time. So consistency, belief, and time. We always talk about this, and you remember me early on, even when I was just going fast through the ranks, I always wanted to go faster, right?
Yeah.
It was just like, we always want to go faster, and that's just human nature. A lot of us don't let time play its magic.
Yeah, that's true.
They don't. They want that instant gratification, they don't get it, and they jump to something else. And I can tell you, most people can have success on this planet, but they never give things time to really create the success that they're looking for. They don't. They always start over. So it's like, oh, I've been doing a business 6 months. I'm making some money, right? They're making some money, having some success. It's not where I want to be. So guess what? They start over again. 6 months later, start over. A year later, they start over. Guys, I've been doing the same thing, almost 9 years in this business?
Every day, man.
Every day, the same thing for 9 years. So of course I've had success. And it sounds so simple to you watching this video.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's had success, he's been doing it 9. Well, you haven't been consistent for 9 minutes. Like, right? That's the difference,
That's right.
okay? So I'm just telling you, those 3 things, if you combine those, you're gonna put yourself in a position to win.
You know, you've said it many times. I've seen you on stage speaking, and you know, you talk about consistency and activity. And the consistency is the most important part of that, because if every day, if you're looking at that day as your total business possibility, and then the next day again, pretty soon, there's a reason why I talk about day one all the time, right? Because it's so important to be able to understand time, because time's a moving target for people. They can't understand 5 years, 3 years, so they have to do it in sound bites like we talked. 60 days, 90 days, something they can understand the beginning and the end of an activity. And then that activity consistently done over time. One of the things, everyone, that I've seen this man do right here, he's a workaholic. I've never seen anybody work like him, but he does the same things every day. I remember asking Anthony years ago, what's your daily routine? I can ask him today and he tells me exactly the same thing. So what he did is he found something that worked, and then he just does it over and over and over and over again. And here he's created himself as a legend and developed an international business like none other I've ever seen. So congratulations to you, Anthony.
I appreciate it, Rick.
I appreciate you, and thanks for the time for the interview today.
Yeah, thanks, Rick. And this guy right here, been a mentor to tens of thousands of people around the world. I know some of the guys in this business specifically look up to him as a mentor, a coach, a guide. And, you know, he started working with a lot of us when we were very, very young. So having his wisdom and his, you know, coaching at that young age really helped us, you know, get to where we're at today. So I want to thank you as well, Rick.
Well, that's nice of you to say. I appreciate it. But I've been blessed to be able to work with the right people, you know, and sometimes when you work with the right people, they make you look good.
Sure.
For both of us, right?
Right.
So anyway, thanks, Ann, again. I appreciate it. You got a plane to catch, so I'm going to let you go, buddy.
Thank you, Rick.
All right, see you.